The world of drug trafficking has always been shrouded in mystery and intrigue, with larger-than-life figures like Pablo Escobar and El Chapo captivating public attention. One of the most notorious names in this dark underworld is Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, who built a vast criminal empire and amassed a fortune that is estimated to be in the billions of dollars. However, as with most criminals, El Chapo's luck eventually ran out, and he was arrested and convicted on multiple charges related to his drug trafficking activities. Have you ever wondered how a person could build a multi-billion-dollar fortune by running a criminal enterprise? And what ultimately happens to their wealth when they are caught and brought to justice? In this video, we will explore the captivating story of El Chapo's fortune and the fate that awaited it after his arrest. Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán is one of the most notorious drug lords in history, known for his vast fortune and violent criminal activities. His fortune is estimated to be in the billions of dollars, most of which was amassed through his involvement in the drug trade. El Chapo's criminal empire spanned several countries, and he used a vast network of tunnels, bribes, and violence to smuggle drugs into the United States. He also used his wealth and power to corrupt officials and eliminate competitors, making him one of the most feared and powerful drug lords in the world. However, his criminal activities eventually caught up with him, and he was captured by Mexican authorities several times before being extradited to the United States. In 2019, he was found guilty on multiple charges, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and murder, and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As part of his conviction, the U.S. government seized and froze many of his assets, including cash, properties, and other valuables. He was also ordered to forfeit billions of dollars to the U.S. government, with the proceeds going towards victim restitution and other law enforcement efforts. Despite the seizure of assets, there are still questions about what will happen to El Chapo's fortune after he serves his sentence. It is possible that his family or associates may try to access his wealth, either by claiming ownership of seized assets or by seeking out hidden accounts and other assets. Moreover, the seizure of assets is just one part of a broader effort to combat drug trafficking and other criminal activities. Law enforcement agencies are also working to disrupt and dismantle criminal networks, prosecute individuals involved in drug trafficking, and prevent the flow of drugs and other illegal goods across borders. What impact do you think El Chapo's criminal activities had on the communities where he operated? One of the challenges in seizing and freezing the assets of drug lords like El Chapo is the fact that they often use complex financial networks and offshore accounts to hide their wealth. To overcome this challenge, law enforcement agencies often rely on specialized financial investigation units, which use sophisticated techniques to follow the money and uncover hidden assets. Another issue is the risk of corrupt officials and other individuals helping drug lords like El Chapo to hide their wealth. In many cases, drug lords use their wealth and power to bribe officials and other influential individuals, making it difficult for law enforcement to trace their assets. To address this problem, authorities need to be vigilant in monitoring and investigating any signs of corruption and should implement strict anti-corruption measures. The story of El Chapo's fortune also highlights the need for a more comprehensive approach to combating drug trafficking and other transnational crimes. This includes strengthening border security, cracking down on corruption, and promoting economic development and social justice in the communities most affected by drug trafficking. It also involves working closely with international partners to share intelligence, coordinate law enforcement efforts, and disrupt the activities of drug trafficking organizations. How do you think the seizure of assets from drug lords like El Chapo can help to combat drug trafficking and other criminal activities? Another challenge in recovering the fortunes of drug lords like El Chapo is the need for legal action and the cooperation of foreign governments. This is because drug lords often stash their wealth in foreign countries, making it difficult for law enforcement agencies to seize the assets. Moreover, foreign governments may not be willing to cooperate or may have different legal systems and requirements, which can create hurdles in the asset recovery process. To overcome this challenge, authorities need to establish effective legal frameworks and engage in diplomatic efforts to secure cooperation from foreign governments. For example, the U.S. government worked with Mexican authorities to extradite El Chapo to the U.S., where he faced multiple charges and was eventually sentenced to life in prison. In addition, authorities may need to use international treaties and conventions to gain access to financial records and other information that can help in the asset recovery process. Another important consideration is the use of forfeiture laws, which allow law enforcement agencies to seize assets that are believed to be connected to criminal activities. These laws are an important tool in the fight against drug trafficking and other criminal organizations, as they can help to disrupt their operations and limit their resources. However, the use of forfeiture laws also raises concerns about due process and property rights, and requires careful balancing of individual rights and the public interest. Finally, the story of El Chapo's fortune highlights the importance of ongoing efforts to combat drug trafficking and other transnational crimes. This includes investment in law enforcement and criminal justice systems, as well as broader efforts to promote international cooperation, exchange of information, and capacity building. It also involves engagement with civil society and other stakeholders, including community groups, human rights advocates, and anti-corruption organizations, to ensure that efforts to combat drug trafficking are effective, transparent, and accountable.